Welcome to the first CloudTables demonstration. I'm Colin. I lead the software testing here at Spry Media. This video is an overview of creating a dataset within CloudTables. This here is the landing page of our application. It's currently a work in progress, so it's likely to change. You can sign in if you've used this website before. I'll take you through the process of starting from scratch. So clicking on Get Started creates your own CloudTables application, and that takes you to your dashboard. This will show information about your application, but as we're starting from scratch, this is empty, as you'd expect. I'll explain some terminology here. Applications are self-contained instances. You can have one or more of these. Think of them as a container for your information. Within each application, you can have multiple datasets. Datasets are kind of like database tables, but whereas database tables have columns, your datasets have data points. But I'll go over that in a second. So the first thing to do is to create the dataset. You can import files, and this will create it for you. We support CSV and Excel, and that will create all the data points, but I'll show that in a separate demonstration. For this one, we'll create it manually. So we'll call the dataset person. And a person would have attributes such as name and age and gender. So we're going to create data points for each of those. When you first create a data point, you get asked to say what the type is. So for the name, this would be a text field. You can also add a description for that data type. This is the full name. And then you have options which are different for each of the types. So for strings, you can specify the default value, which will be the value that goes into the record when it's first created. And you can change the formatting. You can also create validation rules. So everybody must have a name. So we'll say the name must be at least 3 characters long. So we support short names. So next we'll create the gender data type, which would also be a text field. And finally, we'll add the age, and the age is a number. So you'll see now with the number data type, there's different options here. So a number could be a currency, so you can specify a prefix or postfix for the currency code. Also decimal places, but because the age is an integer, we'll leave that at 0. So we can assume that maybe this is an application for the armed forces, and you have to be 18 to join the army. So we can set a validation rule to say that the age field is required, it must be supplied, and also the person must be at least 18 years old. So we've got our 3 data points now. So now we can go to the preview tab and see how that would look within your application. So the table is empty, so if we create our first row, we'll give it a short name, say Ed. And then you get the errors being displayed. So the name is too short, because we said it must be 3 characters long. And the value is also required for the age field. So let's give it a full name, Ashton Cox. Gender, we'll say is male. And his age is 19. And then we'll press create. So that's our first record in our table. So that's how easy it is to create data sets, and that data is securely held in a CloudTables server. We'll go over the access rights and permissions in a video later in the series, but for now we'll go on to the next video, which is how to customize the dataset.